Hello ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to talk about one of my favourite models, the relationship map. It's a tool you can use for understanding any situation where lots of different people or teams or departments, whoever, actually need to work together. And through understanding that, you can focus on and help develop and improve the relationships between the people so they work together more effectively. For example, if you're a team leader, you may want to look at what relationships your team needs to be successful to actually get their job done. And then you can assign strategic relationship development to each of the team members. If you're a project manager, you may want to use the relationship map to uncover where the bottlenecks are, where people are not working together, so you can address those issues specifically. If you're a key account manager in sales, you may want to use the map to ensure you're working with the correct people, with the correct information at the correct time. So it's a very flexible tool. The limit is really your imagination. So let's jump off into the relationship map to see how it works. Now, there are 5 steps in using this process. The first one is, what's your goal? What do you want to achieve by using the relationship map? Once you've done that, you might need to write a list of all the stakeholders who are involved in the project, draw the map, work with somebody else, get somebody else to challenge you and talk about it, and then go off and to actually do whatever you've decided to do. To show how the relationship map works, I've decided to use a flip chart. And I've invited a customer of mine. He's in charge of clinical applications in a hospital. That means he and his team developed some pretty amazing software for medical research. Hi Tom.
Hi Tom.
Thanks for inviting me. So, the first thing we need to do is decide what's the goal of the activity. What does Tom want to get out of this activity? Well, actually, it's a really exciting new project. We're going to be working with the radiology department, and we're scanning years and years and years of images to do medical research on them. The thing I'm most excited about is that we're going to be using an AmoebaNet artificial intelligence system running 168 million parameters. That's right, we're working on a ResNet 59, and we're working with 10 by 24 by 10 by 24 images to really push that accuracy up, and we're hoping for an hour arc of around 0.864, which is pretty damn good. Now, you see Tom, this is a really, really complex project, and so we're really interested in a whole group of stakeholders, and the main question is, how should we work best with them, and how do we get them to work effectively together? Okay, I'm not sure if I understood all of that, but I'm sure you did. Anyway, the next thing we want to do is to write a list of all the stakeholders in the project. Yeah? That's everybody from developers, from resource owners, users, and beyond. It can be very useful here to use an organization chart or a stakeholder analysis. Remember, this is a brainstorming, so go crazy. Think of everybody who is involved in the project and affected by the project, impacted in it in any way. So who's got power, who's got influence, who listens to who's a resource owner, who needs to do what to make the project come true, when the project is actually working, who's going to get the benefit of it, who's going to lose from it. It's a brainstorming. It's better to strike people off the list later than to miss somebody important. You can also group people together to mention just the names of teams instead of everybody in them, departments or organizations. Once you've done that, you need to choose the 10 or 15 most important people or groups who you'd like to actually map those relationships with. It depends what you want to get out of the activity. Now it's time to start drawing the map. it's important to follow a few guidelines here to get the most value out of it. The first thing is, from whose point of view are you drawing? The relationship map captures soft information. So the point of view will very much impact and change the output of what you're actually drawing. The next thing is, each person or group of people is represented by a bubble. The bubble size represents how important that person or group is for the entire project. Big bubble, very important. Small bubble, not important. You also want to represent the relationships between the people with a line. Thick lines, a very intense relationship. Thin lines, not so intense. While you're doing this, ask yourself, what criteria did I use to measure importance? Yes? What makes somebody important or not? What is an intense relationship? Is it that we sit next to each other all the time, which makes it intense? Or is it that I meet the person once a month, but I get such important information from them that it's extremely important for the project? You'll find you have different measurement criteria for everybody in all the relationships involved, but understanding this will help you understand what your relationship targets are. You can also see that there are many different symbols on the map. There's love hearts, question marks, ticks, number signs, dollar signs. It's up to you, whatever makes sense. This adds more information to the map. You can also add information to each bubble on the map as well, which is relevant for the project. Is the person for or against the project? What competences they need to make the project come true, or what will they learn as a result of the project? What resources they control. It's really up to you to get the most value out of this. The other thing you're doing is, while you're actually working on the map, be sure to keep a list of things that you don't know while you're drawing it, because you'll be making a lot of assumptions. While you're drawing, you'll be realising, oh, I don't actually know that. Keep this list, because later you can go out into the real world to start gathering information to get a better understanding of all the relationships. So, congratulations, Tom. That was very, very fast. Normally people take about 10 to 15 minutes to draw a picture like this. The next step in the process is to get help understanding what you've actually done. So get someone to come and work with you and ask you lots and lots of questions. The goal is to challenge your assumptions, your blind spots, to help you understand what you need to do to grow certain relationships and reduce other ones. You may want to also assign certain people strategic relationships that they were going to build on over time with specific relationship goals. So now, I'm going to start asking Tom lots and lots of questions. Now, Tom, you said you wanted to understand the relationships and understand what you need to do to actually improve them.
Correct.
Good. So let's start. What's with that yawn?
The yawn?
Oh, you know, these two are like a Mobius loop. They're always at it, just repeating. Every single time it's the same. Data manager comes up with a great idea about research of what can be done, and then along comes legal and says, no, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. I'm never allowed to do that. Nobody can ever do this. And they go off crazy, and the two of them are like, fighting at each other and everything. Oh, God. Anyway, this guy basically ends up going, oh, and drags legal over the finish line. And the problem is, their arguments just slow projects down, firstly. And secondly, it's really damaging for everybody who has to work around it, because they're always fighting in meetings and things like this. It's just boring, the whole thing. So, yeah. So, what are you going to do about it? What can I do about it? Interesting. Well, I have to strengthen this connection. It's just too weak at the moment. I need to become a mediator. I need to get between these two guys and stop them fighting each other all the time. tell the data manager to go.
Me first and not talk.
Okay, so we can see that Tom's doing a lot of talking here. That's excellent. Get them talking, lots and lots of questions, challenge them, really moving towards an action plan. Once you've done that, the next thing you need to do is go out and actually do it. So, thank you very much. Okay, bye. See you around. Bye-bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the relationship map. It's a wonderful tool for understanding any situation where lots of people have to work together in a complex situation. It's flexible, easy to use, and very, very effective. I suggest you start working on it with yourself and get somebody to help you. And then when you're comfortable, start using it as a tool to coach other people, get them to draw it up. And if you're very comfortable with it, then start working with a team of people where they all work together on one map and you can lead that process. Sometimes I'm asked, is the contents of the relationship map confidential? Should I share it with my customers, for example, or other people involved in the project? Generally speaking, yes, transparency is always good because you immediately raise the differences of opinion so you can actually talk about them. If you don't share it, you may not find out what those opinions are. However, you do need to be careful of damaged egos. You may come across the situation where someone says, "You gave me a small bubble, I'm just so unimportant, I thought I've got a big bubble." Well, you may need to manage those kind of situations, so choose your victims carefully. If you've found this video valuable, then I'm sure your friends and colleagues at work will actually find it valuable as well. So please go ahead and share that for the good of everybody else and a little bit for me as well. And I hope you've enjoyed it, so please go up and, go out there and enjoy building really successful, valuable relationships for whatever you're trying to achieve.